What if everything you've been taught about manifestation is not just wrong, but actually keeping you trapped in the very reality you're trying to escape? Here's a shocking truth that the self-help industry doesn't want you to know: manifestation isn't complicated, mysterious, or reserved for the spiritually gifted. It's actually ridiculously simple, so simple that most people dismiss it as too good to be true. While millions of people are exhausting themselves with endless visualizations, burning through affirmations like prayer beads, and collecting vision boards like trophies, the real secret has been hiding in plain sight in the laboratories of quantum physicists for over a century. The brutal reality is that you're already a master manifester. You're just manifesting unconsciously, creating by default rather than design. Every single day, you're collapsing infinite possibilities from the quantum field into your lived experience, but you're doing it from a place of survival, scarcity, and inherited programming instead of conscious creation. Your current reality, your bank account, your relationships, your health, your opportunities, is a perfect mirror of your unconscious energetic signature. The universe isn't punishing you or withholding from you, it's simply responding to the vibrational frequency you're broadcasting 24/7 without even realizing it. But here's where it gets fascinating: the same quantum mechanics that govern the behavior of subatomic particles also govern your reality. When you understand that your consciousness literally collapses waves of possibility into solid experiences, everything changes. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the conscious author of your reality. You realize that your thoughts aren't just random mental chatter, they're creative forces that shape the very fabric of spacetime around you. This isn't New Age fantasy, this is Nobel Prize-winning science that reveals the most empowering truth you'll ever encounter: you are not separate from the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself through your unique perspective. The problem is that most people are trying to manifest from a state of incoherence, their thoughts pulling in one direction, their emotions dragging in another, their nervous system stuck in survival mode, and their actions scattered like confetti in a hurricane. They're like someone trying to tune into a clear radio station while their antenna is crackling with interference. No matter how hard they try, they keep getting static instead of the beautiful music they're seeking. The solution isn't to try harder, it's to become coherent, to align your thoughts, emotions, and physical state into a harmonious frequency that the quantum field can't help but respond to. What you're about to discover will revolutionize not just how you manifest, but how you understand the very nature of reality itself. You'll learn why your body is actually your most sophisticated manifestation tool, why your nervous system determines your manifestation capacity, and why true quantum creation happens not through doing, but through being. This isn't about adding more techniques to your spiritual toolkit, it's about embodying a completely different way of existing in the world, one where you live as the conscious creator you were born to be, rather than the unconscious victim you've been conditioned to believe you are. Here's something that might blow your mind: manifestation isn't complicated at all. It's ridiculously simple, but here's the kicker: almost nobody actually does it. We've been sold this fairy tale that creating our reality requires complex rituals, endless visualizations, and mystical ceremonies. But what if I told you that the greatest minds in physics, like Max Planck himself, already cracked the code over a century ago? The truth is, most people are so busy looking for the secret technique that they completely miss the obvious path right in front of them. Think about it: you've probably tried countless methods, right? Vision boards, affirmations repeated until your throat goes dry, meditation sessions that feel more like torture than transformation. You've bought courses, read books, and followed gurus who promise you the moon but deliver you confusion. Meanwhile, your bank account stays the same, your relationships remain stuck, and that dream life feels more distant than ever. The frustration builds because deep down, you know there's something missing, something fundamentally wrong with how you're approaching this whole manifestation thing. Here's where it gets interesting: Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, discovered that energy doesn't flow continuously but in discrete packets called quanta. This wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, it was a revelation about how reality itself operates. When Planck realized that consciousness and matter are intimately connected at the quantum level, he unlocked something profound about the nature of creation itself. The universe isn't this solid, unchangeable thing we think it is. It's more like a field of infinite possibilities waiting for an observer, that's you, to collapse it into a specific experience. But here's the real paradox that keeps people stuck: they're looking for complexity in something that's elegantly simple. Your consciousness doesn't need elaborate rituals to interact with the quantum field. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold is already sending ripples through this field of pure potential. The problem isn't that you're not manifesting, you're manifesting constantly, every single moment. The issue is that you're manifesting unconsciously, creating by default rather than by design. You're like someone with a powerful sports car who doesn't know they're driving with the parking brake on. The beauty of quantum manifestation lies in its radical simplicity, but this simplicity is exactly what makes it so elusive. We've been conditioned to believe that anything worthwhile must be difficult, that transformation requires struggle and complexity. So when someone tells you that shifting your reality is as natural as breathing, your mind rebels. It seems too good to be true, too simple to be real. Yet every great spiritual teacher throughout history, from ancient mystics to modern quantum physicists, has pointed to this same truth: the power to create lies not in doing more, but in understanding the fundamental mechanics of how consciousness shapes reality. Now let's dive into the mechanics that'll change everything you thought you knew about reality. Picture this: before you observe anything, it exists as waves of pure possibility floating in what scientists call the quantum field. It's like having infinite radio stations broadcasting simultaneously, but you can only tune into one at a time. This isn't some new age mumbo-jumbo, this is hardcore physics that won Nobel Prizes and revolutionized our understanding of the universe. When Joe Dispenza talks about becoming nobody, no body, no thing, no time, no place, he's describing the process of stepping into this field of infinite potential. The documentary What the Bleep Do We Know? Barely scratched the surface of what's really happening here. The moment you, the observer, focus your attention on something, you literally collapse those waves of possibility into a single, tangible experience. Think of it like this: imagine you're standing in front of a cosmic vending machine with infinite options, but instead of pressing buttons, you're pressing with your consciousness. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are the selection mechanism that determines which reality drops into your experience. Bruce Lipton's research shows us that our perceptions literally rewrite our biology and, by extension, our reality. This isn't metaphor, this is measurable, reproducible science that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Here's where it gets wild: every single moment, you're collapsing infinite possibilities into your current experience without even realizing it. When you wake up expecting another mundane day, you're actively selecting that reality from the field. When you check your bank account with anxiety, you're tuning into frequencies of scarcity and limitation. The quantum field doesn't judge your choices, it simply responds to the vibrational signature of your consciousness. Your reality is literally a reflection of your predominant mental and emotional states, broadcasted through the field and reflected back to you as your lived experience. Most people think they're victims of circumstance, but quantum physics reveals something far more empowering and terrifying: you're the author of your own reality. Every relationship, every financial situation, every health challenge, it's all emerging from the quantum field in response to your consciousness. This isn't about blame or guilt, it's about recognizing the incredible power you've always had but never knew how to use consciously. The universe isn't happening to you, it's responding to you, matching your internal state with external circumstances with precision that would make the most advanced computer look like a calculator. But here's the kicker that most quantum manifestation teachings miss: this field isn't just responding to your conscious thoughts. It's responding to the totality of your being, your subconscious programs, your emotional patterns, your cellular memories, even your ancestral imprints. You could be visualizing abundance all day long, but if your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, guess which signal is stronger? The field reads energy, not intention. It responds to what you are, not what you think you want. This is why most people struggle with manifestation. They're trying to override their energetic signature with mental effort alone. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear: you're sabotaging your own manifestations, and you don't even know it. Every day, you're sending mixed signals to the quantum field like a confused radio transmitter broadcasting on multiple frequencies simultaneously. You say you want abundance, but you stress about money every time you pay bills. You claim you desire love, but you criticize yourself in the mirror every morning. Your thoughts pull you in one direction, your emotions drag you in another, and your actions scatter your energy like leaves in a hurricane. This energetic chaos isn't just inconvenient, it's the invisible force that keeps your dreams perpetually out of reach. Think about it this way: you wouldn't plant corn seeds and expect a magnificent mango tree to grow, right? Yet that's exactly what most people do with their consciousness. They plant seeds of worry, water them with doubt, and then wonder why their garden of dreams never blooms. This isn't some mystical concept, it's an ancient teaching that evolved beings have shared for millennia. Even Jesus spoke about the law of sowing and reaping, though he wasn't talking about agriculture. He was revealing a fundamental principle of how consciousness creates reality. What you consistently focus on and feel deeply about will inevitably manifest in your experience. Your vibration and frequency are like your cosmic address, they determine which neighborhood of reality you get to live in. When you're vibrating at the frequency of scarcity, you'll find yourself in situations that match that energy: unexpected expenses, opportunities that fall through, relationships that drain rather than fulfill. But here's what's fascinating: you can't fake your way to a higher frequency. You can't just think positive thoughts while your nervous system is stuck in survival mode and expect the universe to be fooled. The field reads your authentic energetic signature, not your mental wishful thinking. Most people live in a state of constant internal conflict without even realizing it. Their conscious mind wants one thing, their subconscious believes another, their emotions feel something entirely different, and their body is stuck in patterns from past trauma. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and the other on the brake. You might move forward, but you're burning out your engine in the process. This internal warfare creates what scientists call incoherence, a scattered, chaotic energy pattern that confuses the quantum field and keeps you stuck in mediocrity. The good news is that once you recognize this pattern, you can change it. But here's the thing: coherence isn't just about aligning your thoughts and feelings. It's about creating harmony between every aspect of your being: your beliefs, emotions, actions, and even your cellular memory. When all these elements start singing the same song, something magical happens. Your energy becomes focused, powerful, and undeniably attractive to the experiences you truly desire. You stop being a mixed signal and become a clear, coherent transmission that the universe can't help but respond to. Here's where most manifestation teachings get it completely wrong. They act like you're just a floating head with thoughts and emotions, completely ignoring the fact that you live in a body. Your nervous system isn't just along for the ride, it's the control center that determines whether you're broadcasting from a state of creation or survival. When your body is stuck in fight or flight mode, sending stress hormones coursing through your veins, you could visualize abundance until you're blue in the face, but your cellular reality is screaming danger to the quantum field. The field doesn't listen to your thoughts, it responds to your energetic state, and your body is the primary generator of that energy. Think about Louis de Broglie's groundbreaking work on wave-particle duality. He showed us that everything, including your body, exists simultaneously as both wave and particle. Your physical form isn't separate from the quantum field, it's an expression of it. Every cell in your body is constantly receiving and transmitting information to the field, and when your nervous system is dysregulated, you're essentially sending out a distress signal that attracts more situations to be distressed about. It's like trying to tune into a peaceful radio station while your antenna is crackling with electrical interference. This is why Joe Dispenza's heart coherence technique is so powerful. It's not just about feeling good, it's about synchronizing your heart, mind, and nervous system into a harmonious frequency. When you breathe deeply and focus on your heart center, you're literally changing the electromagnetic field that your body generates. Your heart produces an electromagnetic field that's 60 times greater in amplitude than your brain and can be measured several feet away from your body. When this field becomes coherent through proper breathing and emotional regulation, you become a walking broadcasting station for the reality you want to create. Most people are walking around with their nervous systems completely hijacked by past trauma and future anxiety, never realizing that their body is the key to unlocking their manifestation power. Your subconscious mind lives in your body, not your head. Those limiting beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're energetic patterns stored in your tissues, your muscles, your cellular memory. You can't think your way out of a nervous system that's stuck in survival mode. You have to feel your way through it, breathe your way through it, and literally rewire your body's stress response system. The beautiful thing is that once you understand this, everything changes. Instead of trying to override your body's signals with mental effort, you learn to work with your nervous system as an ally. You start to recognize that every emotion is information, every sensation is communication from your quantum field. When you feel anxiety, instead of fighting it, you can ask, what reality am I creating right now? When you feel expansion and joy, you can amplify that signal and watch as your external world begins to match that internal state. Your body becomes your most sophisticated manifestation tool, more powerful than any visualization or affirmation you could ever create. Here's the secret that separates the dreamers from the manifestors. It's not about what you do once in a while when you remember to visualize or affirm. It's about who you become in the quiet moments when nobody's watching. True quantum manifestation isn't an event you schedule into your calendar, it's a way of being that permeates every cell of your existence. When you achieve genuine coherence between your thoughts, emotions, and physical state, you don't just attract abundance, you become abundance. You don't just manifest love, you embody love. This isn't about performing spiritual techniques, it's about evolving into the version of yourself that naturally lives in the reality you desire. Think about it, every great master throughout history didn't just practice their craft during designated hours. A master musician doesn't just play music during concerts, they hear melodies in their sleep, feel rhythms in their heartbeat, and see the world through the lens of harmonic possibility. Similarly, when you master quantum manifestation, you don't just do it during meditation, you live it, breathe it, and emanate it from your very being. Your entire energetic signature shifts from someone who wants something to someone who already is that something. The universe doesn't respond to your desires, it responds to your identity. This is where most people get stuck. They think manifestation is about getting something external to change their internal state. But the quantum field works in reverse. When you change your internal state and sustain it long enough, your external world has no choice but to reorganize itself around your new energetic pattern. It's like tuning a piano. Once you get each string vibrating at the correct frequency, the entire instrument produces beautiful music. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all tuned to the same frequency of your desired reality, your life becomes a symphony of synchronicity. The beauty of this approach is that you stop being dependent on external validation or circumstances to feel good. You're not waiting for the money to feel abundant, the relationship to feel loved, or the recognition to feel worthy. You cultivate these states independently, and then watch as the external world mirrors back your internal transformation. You become part of a vibrational community of conscious creators who understand that reality is malleable, that consciousness is primary, and that we are all participants in the greatest creative experiment in the universe. But here's what makes this path so profound. The more coherent you become, the more you realize that manifestation was never about getting stuff. It was about remembering who you truly are, a divine spark of consciousness temporarily wearing a human form, here to experience the joy of conscious creation. When you align with your higher self and tap into that spiritual energy that flows through all things, you don't just manifest a better life, you become a conduit for the universe to express its infinite creativity through you. Every thought becomes a prayer, every emotion becomes an offering, and every action becomes a sacred act of co-creation with the divine intelligence that orchestrates all of existence. Now you have the complete map to quantum manifestation, not just the theory, but the actual mechanics that govern how consciousness creates reality. But here's the thing, knowledge without application is just sophisticated entertainment. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you know, it responds to what you become. So I have to ask you directly, are you going to remain a spectator in your own life, or are you ready to step into your role as the conscious creator you were born to be? Think about it right now, this very moment, you're already manifesting. Your current reality is the perfect reflection of your past energetic states. Every bill in your mailbox, every relationship dynamic, every opportunity that comes or goes, it's all emerging from the quantum field in response to your consciousness. The only question is, do you want to keep creating unconsciously from survival patterns and inherited limitations, or do you want to consciously design your reality from a place of coherence and spiritual alignment? Here's what I want you to understand. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you'll have a choice. You can roll out of bed and slip back into the same old patterns, checking your phone, worrying about money, feeling frustrated about your circumstances. Or you can pause, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what reality am I about to create today? Your nervous system, your heart coherence, your energetic signature, these aren't just concepts we discussed. They're tools waiting to be activated, and the universe is ready to respond to your conscious command. The masters of manifestation aren't special people with magical powers, they're individuals who decided to take responsibility for their energetic state and sustain coherence even when external circumstances suggested otherwise. They understood that you don't manifest from desperation or need, you manifest from wholeness and alignment with your higher self. Every morning, they choose to embody the frequency of their desired reality, regardless of what yesterday looked like or what challenges today might bring. So let me challenge you, what would your life look like if you truly believed that your consciousness shapes reality? What would you do differently if you knew that your thoughts, emotions, and physical state are constantly broadcasting to the quantum field? What reality would you create if you stopped waiting for permission from the outside world and started taking full responsibility for your internal world? These aren't rhetorical questions, they're invitations to step into the greatest adventure of your existence, conscious creation.